Hi, this is Caitlin Schmidt, and this is my culminating video project for ED 100 about my progress and knowledge gained throughout this class. How did this course help me? This course has helped me in a variety of different ways. One being, it made sure that I wanted to become a teacher, as it showed me multiple reasons as to why this is the perfect profession for me. Second, this presented me with different resources that could be in great use to myself to have the best education experience in the College of Education program at NC State. And lastly, this course showed me what it's like in order to become a successful teacher and all the tools I need in order to do so. The Metric Center in Poe Hall is a perfect example of a resource that's available for College of Education students at NC State. Metric is a technological and media and education resource center that education students get to use. You can rent out iPads and different types of technology in order to make your learning experience more futuristic and technological. These are a few examples from my work completed throughout the semester that showed how the assignments given to me enhanced my education. The first one is from the engagement project. I said in my essay, this project was very helpful in presenting the fact that learning can occur in many different ways or settings. It can happen both inside and outside the classroom. By completing K-12 service and multicultural engagements over the past month, it made it clear that I'm surrounded by different learning opportunities. The second example is from reflection number 3, which was involving poverty and education. I said in my reflection, all of these people had very useful knowledge involving poverty and education, which will benefit me greatly in my future as a teacher. I also said, in conclusion, this panel we engaged with in class on October 2nd was a very helpful experience I will remember when I am a teacher coming across similar situations. I also found a few more examples of through our assignments on how it helped me with my decision to become a teacher. The third one is from reflection number 2, which involved history of the U.S. educational system. I said on September 25th, I learned a lot about the history and future of education. In addition, I learned a lot about the expectations of future educators in America, especially coming from NC State. Another example is from the Social Justice Symposium reflection. I said, overall, this symposium taught me a lot about how I want to organize my teachings both inside and outside of the classroom. In addition, the symposium also gave me an interest in possibly wanting to teach in a more underdeveloped community, as I feel like it would allow me to positively change the world. In week number 1 of this class, we covered a lot of material involving what the class is about and the syllabus. We also went over the academic calendar and discussed the academic advising techniques. This was helpful to me because it displayed what the course would be like and the assignments laid out that would need to be completed throughout the semester. It also introduced the importance of academic advisors in college. They help you with your class schedules and things pertaining to your specific major. We also learned how to navigate the Moodle site, which is vital as all of our assignments are on there. During week 2 in this class, we reviewed the student conduct policies for NC State and dove into learning about digital learning and education majors at NC State especially. We also talked about how to become a successful student in college. This is important because digital learning is important as technology is a growing use in our schools. It also taught us about digital citizenship and its function in today's society. It is used to enhance educational settings and get students involved in their learning. It also gave us hints on how to be successful in adjusting the transition from high school to college. Having a good balance and being social and working on school is very vital. Also, so is eating well-balanced meals and having a healthy lifestyle. During week 3 in this class, we completed the selfie scavenger hunt where we had to go around campus and take pictures outside of important places in NC State. On the next slide, there are a few images from this project that I wanted to share. This was important to me because it showed me where all of the important landmarks and places are at NC State, which become helpful to you. It also showed us the abundance of resources we have as NC State college students. We also got to know our fellow classmates through this activity, which is vital because education is a small major in numbers. So we will be working close with one another for the next 4 years, so it's important to get to know each other. Here are a few images that me and my group took on our selfie scavenger hunt. On week number 4 of this class, we learned about the Metric Center and Poll Hall. We also had to turn in our common read assignment on the book $2 a Day that we read as a common read for NC State. This is important because the book discusses a lot of information that is necessary to be aware of as a future teacher. Students have a lot that could be going on back home, such as like financial stuff, so it is vital to be cautious when assigning work and making students use technology outside of the classroom. Metric is a helpful center where education majors can work or socialize. Also, Metric has a lot of technology that can be rented out for education major students. In week number 5 of this class, we discussed the history of educational systems across the world and discussed the issue of homelessness in certain school systems, especially in Wake County, which is right near campus. This is important because it is important to be aware of the changes that have occurred in school systems around the world. As a teacher, you also have to be aware of your students' possible living conditions because you could be a positive influence on their life if you make it be so. In week number 6 of this class session, it was the NC State Teacher of the Year. We also had to turn in the Meet Your Instructors assignment, which required us to have a meeting with 2 of our professors for the semester. This is important because it is vital to have good connections between your professors in college as they're a major source in one's career and future. This is an image that was used in my project as it is a part of the validation that you met with your professors. During week number 7's class session, we attended a presentation on the different study abroad opportunities both NC State and the Department of Education has to offer to its students. We also attended a panel of College of Education major alumni, which is really helpful in showing how it is like to work in this profession post-college. This is important because study abroad is a life-changing experience that everyone should at least consider going on. So getting a good information and exposure to this program is really important. Second, learning and listening to alumni in the College of Education department made me 100% positive that I wanted to become an educator in the future. During week number 8's class session, we went over academic advising appointments for creating our class schedule for the spring semester. We also learned how to navigate through MyPack portal when signing up for classes for the next semester. This is important because MyPack portal has all the information an NC State college student would need, so it is vital to know how to work around this platform. It also gave us background information on knowing how to set up someone's schedule for the spring semester, which is really important to know as a first-year college student. During week number 9's class session, we discussed the other ways to be a successful college student. We also learned about how to become a leader and what type of personality each individual in the class has. Every student was different in the way they sought to approach different situations. This is important because you need to know what type of personality you have in order to become a successful teacher. Having multiple study skills to live by also helps as a college student. In weeks 10, 11, and 12, we all talked about cultural competence and inclusion. We also discussed discrimination. This is important because it is vital to understand as a teacher your students' possible living conditions. You have to be aware when assigning homework assignments that require to use both internet and technology. You also need to be aware when students are not fully paying attention as they may have something going on in their home life. What key concepts did I learn? I learned an abundance of key concepts throughout my semester taking ED 100. One of the main key concepts I learned was identifying 21st century skills related to teaching and leadership, focusing specifically on the core competencies of collaboration, communication, diversity, and reflective practice. This concept is important to me because it enforced a more innovative way of thinking in myself. It also made me more aware with the people and places around me. This is vital as a teacher as it will make me more culturally aware of my students' possible living conditions from home. A second key concept I learned was recognizing and beginning to develop the professional attributes, skills, and dispositions necessary for teacher leaders in the state of NC and beyond. This is important as it presents the skills that are needed to be obtained in order to be a successful teacher. For example, I need to experience working in the classroom during my college years. I also need to be willing to do anything in my power to make a positive influence on my students. A third key concept that I learned was being able to identify resources and skills to aid in a successful transition to college, including advising resources in the College of Education. This was presented through information given during the academic advising, study abroad, and social justice symposium class sessions. This is important to obtain during this semester because it presented all of my resources available through the College of Education majors at NC State, which will help me be successful during my 4 years in college. The final key concept that I learned was reflecting upon how a career in teaching is congruent with personal interests, values, and goals. In order to become a teacher, your goal in life is to be able to want to make the world a better place and positively influence the lives of others. You also need to have a variety of interests, values, and characteristics in order to be successful in the career of being an educator. For example, you need to be able to work well with people that are younger than you. Also, you need to be patient and a caring person in order to do well in this career field. This is a screenshot from one of my assignments involving digital learning and digital citizenship in the education systems. I learned the importance of having separate social medias for your professional and personal accounts, as it is very important to keep a professional image as a teacher. Here are a few examples of the pictures and captions I learned, which are appropriate for each type of account. I learned a lot through this. How can/will I apply what I learned as you continue my educational experience in becoming a teacher? I learned a lot through my educational experience during the ED 100 class I took this semester. This can be seen in the abundance amount of assignments I completed and information obtained throughout the year. I can apply what I learned throughout the year in order to make myself the best teacher in my near future. This class prepared me with the information I needed to know in order to be positively influence the lives of my future students. Also, the information I learned could help me when making my lesson plans in the future.